afternoon, folks. This is Darth Rabbit 07 coming today with another quick review. I had gotten a hold of the Series 3 Jazwares Vault release whenever the Vault did its first release a couple weeks ago. I got it on the turntable today before tomorrow's Vault release. So make sure if you hadn't went over there and got your stuff in line, go ahead and get it in line because they got more than just Micro Galaxy Squadron stuff. But enough of that. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. All the stuff down below. Thanks again for all those who have subscribed and joined me on my journey. Let's see if we can get to 2K before TFCon Baltimore. And with that, we're going to change gears and get back into Star Wars Micro Galaxy Series 3, the Jazwares Vault release. And here's my first release from the Jazwares Vault. It's the Series 3 blinds all together in one shot. I wish that they would do Series 1 and 2 like this so I can get a hold of those other awesome collectibles. Right there is the UPC, but I don't think you'll find this in store ever, but I share anyway. And look at the top of the box. The sides of the box are kind of boring. Jazwares Vault. So let's crack this vault open and see the goods on the inside. And on the inside of this box is in fact another box. This seems like Emperor's New Groove here. Now this looks a lot better. It's got the speeders. These are the small blind boxes, like I said, released in one shot through the Jazwares Vault. They did the little things like show Z Store. I like that. Keep that up, Jazwares. And you got to look at the back of the box. Scout Class Collection, Micro Galaxy. Actually, this might be the front of the box. So Micro Galaxy Squadron, Scout Class Collection. Some Star Wars writing there, font. Star Wars on the side of the box. The back of the box, you got somebody's speeder there. Scout Class Collection. Top of the box, bottom of the box, and let's crack open that box to reveal another box. So they put that box in that box and that box in that box, and they shipped it to me in my house, and I'm not going to smash it with a hammer. So we're going to, whoa, that is sweet. So within that box, you got another box. So it's nice and protected, guys. One of 1,500, and I'm going to crack this bad boy open because this does better open than it is all tidied up in a box, all sealed up. Shall we do this together? Let's do this together. Let's just crack that right on open and take a look at the presentation of the whole Series 3. Is it all of them? All 8? Let's see. Oh, it is all 8. Looky there, guys. You get Dooku and Cad Bane. So those were he was like the chase, and it even labels it there. And then you got your rares. I actually got both of these loosely. And then you got the Hover E-Web cannon, you got the Bark Speeder bike, you got the Tread Speeder, the Nitco Speeder, and the Imperial Patrol Speeder. So you get all 8 in one shot. I like this a lot better than I like chasing a bunch of blind boxes around, buying these at $4.95 a pop to get 14 gajillion of these loose ones that's not a rare or a chase. I wish they would do away with the rares and the chases. Just give us the figurines, for crying out loud. It's a pain in my fanny, but daggone, this is great. Oh wow, look at that. It's really, really nice presentation there. And there we have them and stuff, guys. I do believe I have done these other ones in a review prior to this. I don't know if I've reviewed those. I gotta go back and look at my stuff, but there they are, guys. So now I've got them. Very good high presentation. And this would probably be where I keep these guys inside of these things here, but I want to get them out on the turntable all together because I like doing that as we get the whole Series 3. Hopefully we'll get a Series 2, Series 1, and then I think tomorrow is the Light Armor class, which has had a lot of trouble getting that into the stores because Target doesn't have that SKU no more. They had it for Wave 1 and Wave 2 barely, but I didn't find any of the chases or blinds there. And then they took that off the shelf, and then Walmart is stuck with all that stuff they wouldn't clearance. But I hear that in time for May the 4th and all those celebrations, that stuff is supposed to be clearing up and going the wayside there. But anyway, I'm actually going to keep this all together here because I do like having the original whatever stuff all together there. So let's take a closer look at this. I want to pause for a moment and get these guys out here on the turntable, take a look, do some measurements, and quickly review each of these. I like this so very much. That's so stylized, so nice. Please give us Series 1 and 2, 4 and 5 now that I've got Series 3 in hand. I really do love that I was able to lift that up out of there, and it's in its own little tray here, and basically I can just like grab these little packets and get them out of there. So I'm going to do that very carefully, as I don't want to damage anything, and I do want to put it back to keep it nice and safe. So let's get this out on the turntable. This presentation is so well done. I absolutely love everything about this and highly recommend already before getting to the figurines. So I'm going to get the first 5 out of the way, and then we're going to go, of course, with the 2 rares and the chase. And what a chase in Grand Pursuit is be. I just watched fellow YouTuber Inu Tabi get this guy in from a GameStop. Luckily, I think he got a couple of the same other figures in the line. I think he was getting this, he might have even got those, because those were like 2 per box whenever I was looking for it last fall. And in fact, I did review this at Wilmington, and because I got him with one of the blind boxes with one of the fighters. It was like the $19.99 deal on Amazon. It's a good way to go, and you get a chance at scoring that. But so glad to have them all in one, like I said, gift set. No buying the extra, just at one shot, bam, done. This is the way to do this, guys. And that art is so cool. Okay, on to some measurements and review of the first 5. First up is going to be Tech with the Bark Speeder. Let me get it out of its packaging. The paint work is absolutely impeccable on Tech. Looks really, really great. It kind of feels a little bit more rubbery, and here's a look at the side. And of course the back, the detailing, they really went all out, top notch with this gift set, and hopefully future releases will be in a box set like this with this great amount of detail and paint work done on it. So that's awesome. Let's take a look at his measurement real quick. As we go in here and get him on here. Tech is just a little bit over an inch and a half of an eighth. That's how big Tech is. So there's that. And then we're going to take a closer look at that speeder real quick. Get it up here. Lengthwise, the speeder is 2 3/8 from nose to tip. And that's okay. We ain't gonna worry about the height. That's just really, really awesome. Let's get him on a speeder. And there's Tech on the turntable with his Bark Speeder from Batch. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak today. And let's get next up the Tread Speeder with First Order Snow Trooper. This guy comes with no spin, the Tread Speeder, and it just is a bit more rubbery than I remember the original. The other ones are a little bit harder plastic, so I don't know if that's just for this vault release or whatnot. Let's get some measurements on him. And the Tread Speeder is going to be right at 2 3/8 from tip to tip. And the Trooper, First Order Stormtrooper, he is going to come in at 1 1/8. He's tall for a Stormtrooper. So there's that. He's right there over it. And the detailing work on him is absolutely impeccable as well. They have just one up their game with the paint and the stuff, and hopefully we'll get more of the same stuff going on as we move forward with other Jazwares Vault releases. Let's get him on his tread speeder. And there he is right next to Tech. Next up is the Tusken Raider with his Nitko speeder. And the Nitko speeder is going to be from tip to tip 3 5/8 inches from tip to tip. And with let's see how big the Tusken Raider is next. Let me set this aside, put that down. And the Tusken Raider, wherever I put him, oh there he is, hang on. And the Tusken Raider comes in at right above 1 inch. So there's the Tusken Raider. Let's get him on the speeder with the others in just a moment. Looking all kinds of nice. There's that paint detail and that work there. Just so very, very awesome. I love these figurines. 3 of 8 on the turntable. Fresh out of Solo is the Imperial Patrol Speeder with its Imperial Patrol Trooper, and it's going to come in at, from tip to tip, 2 3/8 is what it comes in at. And I apologize for the little skip and beat and pace of things. Yesterday was the 24th when they were supposed to have the Jazwares Vault release, and I'm really just not super excited about doing this anymore. I had a lot of excitement going in at the beginning of this video, and now I'm doing a little cheesy interlude talking about how poor distribution is, how much it stinks that they only limit the light armor class, which is hard to find in stores, to 1,500 pieces. And somebody was like, well, they made 128, whatever the number was, for selling $80 a pop at 1,500 pieces. And my point is that you turned off a lot of true fans that really does love Star Wars. And man, I don't mean to have a mid-video rant, but Jazwares, that's not the way you need to conduct business. I mean, you really ticked off a lot of people yesterday, and I'm one of them. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the measurements on this guy and try to accentuate the positive. This guy comes in right out and about at 1 1/16 inches, I guess. I'm not a mathematician, but it's not quite an 1/8, so I guess half of an 1/8 is a 16th. Anyway, very, very nicely detailed Imperial Patrol Trooper with that Imperial Patrol Speeder from the Solo story. So let's get him back on here. Man, I just hate ranting, but the shit pisses me off when you can't get the pieces readily available. I'm so grateful again to have all these and finally get Cad Bane there. So we're going to get to him last, but now we're going to do the E-Web hover thing. Give me just a moment. We'll do this one just a little bit different. Start with the Stormtrooper, and it looks like he still retains that sunglasses motif. I don't understand that totally, but he comes in at just a little over an inch, not quite an inch and 1/16. Very, very nicely detailed, still even, and looks really, really awesome there. And then his E-Web hover is right at about lengthwise from back clear plastic to the front of the gun, right at 2 inches. So not even quite 2 inches. It's, I guess, 2 3/4 there. Anyway, it's aggravating, guys. Let's get the guy mounted real quick. So there's 5 of 7. Now we're going to get into the Imperial Snow Trooper. That is actually one of the 2 rares in the wave, him and Dooku. There he is in packaging. Let's get him unpackaged. This guy is going to come out at, let's take a closer look here at his height. I love these Imperial Snow Troopers. They look so cool. He's right over the 1 inch mark there. May even be 1 1/16 there. And very, very nicely detailed. Looks phenomenal. Love these things. I love that you give him a gap in there between his legs to fit on his speeder. Let's get his speeder out here. Measure it real quick. So the speeder itself is right at 2 inches, every bit of it. Very nicely detailed, a white speeder bike for zipping over the snowy landscapes, Hoth and wherever else that I can't think of the other snowy places. But anyway, we'll get to him on there. And here he is on his snow speeder, getting ready to go down to sit with the rest of his wave mates or box mates. The set that leads down to Count Dooku. The Count's paint job is impeccable, looks really good throughout, and he's gonna come in at, well, if I can hang on to him for long enough and I don't knock his cape off here in the process, because I know with the original release that I've got, I managed to get a hold of, he does have that come off, and it came in one of the Amazon blind boxes. That was the only way I could find him. I didn't ever actually find this guy in the wild, and that therein is the headache of collecting these things. Oh, he is like 1 1/8 inches. He's a tall fella, man. So that's really, really freaking awesome. And let's get him on this foot knot speeder. And it takes a little bit of work, but that's you can get it done. And it does. The other one I could have swore had like a little notch that you could like lock it in, but anyway, there he is on the foot knot speeder, getting ready to go over here with the rest of the guys. And we like just Cad Bane, guys. And here's Cad Bane looking amazing in his small form. And he's going to come up to about the 1 inch mark, just about exactly. Like I said, looking amazing. Let's get him on his Starhawk speeder bike. And show him off with the rest of his crew, or his casemates inside of that nicely packaged outfit there. Let's turn it over there and look at that one more time. Yeah, I get really frustrated because I was looking forward to having that light armor to go along with that stuff and have those pieces, but it's just not in the cards to have it. So that's all 8 of them there on the turntable. Some final thoughts on these little guys here. They're not really necessary, but it's nice to get them all 8 in a package like this for a cheaper price than what you would get aftermarket for paying for those 3 alone. That's 2 rares and 1 chase, and I think that is a business practice that needs to be done away with altogether. It's total horse shit when it comes to collecting. We want the figurines, and we want the speeder bikes and the such and the things and the ships. These are an afterthought. That I'm glad that they did do them, but I don't enjoy chasing down these other ones and paying exorbitant prices. These are like $4.99 regularly, and sometimes they go anywhere from like $30 to $50 depending on what it is when it's these guys. And I've got a dog interrupting. Anyway, and then the rooster crows as I go back into video viewing. That's part of the perks of doing it outside and randomly having 5 dogs or anything in an environment interrupting your videos. And I guess that's why my stuff probably is not as good as the other YouTubers out there, but I'm going to keep trying and keep on reviewing and recording and getting hopefully better and better compared to where I was in 2020 with that sad 3-minute and 48 review of the Fall of Cybertron Planet X version of Starscream. That was my first review, and looking back at me being out of shape, it totally stunk and whatnot. But what even stinks more than my weight and my health back of that 4 years ago is the way that they've done this painfully over the last 5 years. And initially I didn't want to undertake this Micro Galaxy Squadron, especially once I learned that there's these little things called chases and rares, because they're hard to get a hold of. I mean, it's like you got 4 or 5 boxes of the same old stuff still clogging the shelves from Series 1, and you can't get a hold of Luke Skywalker's Red 5 from Mandalorian chase or rare or variant. And then the other thing that you could get a hold of readily available was a lot of the Mandalorian tie that Moff Gideon flew. You get a hold of that one pretty regularly, and it's just aggravating. I did get a hold of a Clatoonian Raider, but I didn't get a hold of the white light armor. And then there's that whole breakdown when you go into Series 2 that Target start carrying the light armor class altogether. So Jazwares, if you got a way to get that back out there to Target stores, that would be appreciative, but I don't think you give a damn about anybody. That's my honest thoughts on that whole deal. I don't think you give a damn about the collector or anybody, and you don't really give a shit about Star Wars. That said, this is only for those that want to be completionists. This is the only wave I got everything like on the turntable when it comes to the blind boxes, and it came in a nicely packaged thing. But my review's now been tainted because of a poor experience with Jazwares yesterday. I really hate that those were 3 per customer with only 1,500 pieces, and then a lot of people, not just me, a lot of people didn't get that set and are highly ticked off and consider getting out of the collecting game. I won't do it because my love for Star Wars outweighs whatever poor marketing business practice Jazwares got going on. But I mean, you need to be looking to make it better to the people, especially the fans, or you're going to lose them. You lost a lot yesterday. That said and done, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Forgive me for my rant. I just need to make sure this channel continues to grow, and I really just get highly pissed when it comes to distribution and other things. This is not just Jazwares, it's Hasbro, it's Mattel, and anybody else that, you know, want to do these little goofy exclusives or chases or rares nonsense. It's why I won't even touch Hot Wheels with a 10-foot pole. That, and I'm just not into Hot Wheels, but I'm into this other stuff. And this exclusivity and distribution thing is driving me batshit crazy.